Hello, friends, and welcome to Unit 3.2. We are now kind of on our way to figuring out, the end of this. Let's see if this actually gets me wrong and go, it does. Okay. So the discussion boards this week are kind of critical. They're kind of fun. And it's all about objectivity, approaching your research objectively. So this is really a tone week, and it's really kind of a fairness week. We've updated a lot of our course materials recently, and I found that students, having gone through this process, tend to be much more respectful to the opposing views of their topic. And every once in a while, not. And they get reminded so in the rough draft. But these tend to be working. So do give this discussion board a fair amount of thought, because objectivity is really essential. And then the peer posts are also very important this week. So make sure that you think, a little bit extra about those peer posts as well. In addition to this discussion board for objectivity, there is the writing portfolio this week. So it's kind of a theme of the week if you haven't picked up on that. And it says, using your preliminary research, construct a research proposal, including the following elements in this order. And they give you like a broad general one, some research questions that you intend to investigate, your thesis sentence, one sentence only, one thesis statement, and then a discussion about why the issue matters to you, why it's important to discuss. But more importantly, here are your 3 scholarly sources. So we're talking about objectivity, we're talking about tone and respectfulness, and also thinking argument, counter argument. This one I think didn't get stressed enough in past semesters. So you're thinking argument, counter argument, because how you treat your counter argument establishes a majority of your tone, but it also provides context. For example, I had a student write about not using electroshock therapy, and I wrote into the rough draft, great topic. Is it a topic? Like, are there still, is this widely used? Because your reader is going to assume that electroshock therapy is a very old practice that is no longer applicable. I mean, we don't hear of anybody going in for electroshock therapy. And I recommended that through a counter argument, they could show that if it is valid, that it's still being used or that it's widely accepted, how much it's being used, right? Set that context in your counter argument for people who still use it, and maybe why they use it and the gains that they've seen. And then your context is full. In order to do this, they have to be able to research that. Your research really needs to be good. It needs to be scholarly. Every once in a while, you'll pull back and you say, I'm not finding it in scholarly articles. And so you go to that webpage, blog, site that you follow, and the next thing you know, it may only be 1 or 2 sites out of 7, but maybe you cite most heavily from that more biased, unscientific, non-professional source. Well, all of a sudden, right, you just put a hole in the bottom of your boat. Right? You got to stick to it. If you're not finding it, then maybe you have to rethink your topic. Because if you can't find it, then maybe it's more just people falling into their own "you are not so smart" category, and they're looking for evidence maybe where it doesn't belong, or they're making assumptions that maybe don't fit. So do think, if I can't find what I think is what I believe, or what I think I want to argue, then maybe it's not all there. So this is an important step for the whole thing, for your counter argument, for your argument, for the validity of your whole essay, your tone. The whole thing really is set here. So think about this as you complete Unit 3.2. Stay on the right track. Stay with it. Keep pushing through. Everything will be all right.